The button. Might as well go ahead and do it then. This is oh, that's good coffee. That is some good Joe Juju. That's some good coffee. That's good. Good morning, everybody. It's a little weird when you do live streams. You're the only one here, and you're like, "Good morning, everybody," because you know people watch it later. But this is weird. It's 2020. Stupid stuff is happening. All right, what do I want to talk about? I got a few things I want to talk about today. I don't think I've done a live stream on a Sunday in a minute. So, a lot of interesting things happening. The monkeys have been busy. It's oh, good morning. People are here. It's been an interesting morning. I was woken up this morning from a text from my brother. He abused me. And I actually didn't say nothing back because I love the man. I didn't say nothing back. He said, "It's the MAGA. It's the MAGA in D.C., the MAGA." And I was kind of like... It's his birthday. I'm gonna leave him alone today because I was studying Bacon's Rebellion yesterday, and if you follow me, you know what's going on with that. But anyway, good morning, everybody. It's Gerard. I'm coming to you on a Sunday morning with what my lady friends call morning face. This is technically morning face. I have not washed. I did not brush my teeth. I have not done anything. The left side of my face has not decided if it wants to get the hell up yet, and the right's fighting with it. So this is called morning face. You can see the droopiness in my eyes. And it might be an eye booger or two, but it's okay because if it falls in the coffee, that's good for me. It builds up your immune system, which is another weird thing I want to talk about if I got a minute, which is I do want to read the comments, but it's going to be hard to do this. A lot of things. I got woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning this morning. This is weird and crazy. This whole meditation and yoga and like tapping into another consciousness, this is freaking me out a little bit because this has happened more than once. I'm complaining about it right now because it's obvious now. Something wakes me the hell up at 4, 5 ungodly hours in the morning, and I can't go back to sleep. I wake up and I can't go back to sleep. So I got up this morning and said, "Oh, Lord, I know what I have to do," because I've done it on accident, and I've realized how this works. You got to get up and meditate. I don't know why that is. It's something like, I think it might be related to the whole hour of oblation thing. If y'all remember that from church, y'all still remember church? We used to wear them 3-piece suits and going down there and study about Moses and somebody else and their mamas and what they did. All that stuff that nobody's doing now. Hey, and by the way, Grant 2020, for anybody, I was thinking about going down to, I saw the MAGA. Did y'all see the Million MAGA march? Oh, Lord, here, she's not going to like this one. I'm tempted to go down there. I'm tempted to go down there with my Grant 2020 because now I know who Grant ran with. He ran with Colfax. Colfax, that's the last president. Grant and Colfax. President Grant and Vice President Colfax. That's the Republic. That's and he had no right to give America to billionaires and create a corporation in 1871. But that actually is what leads me to what I'd love to talk about this morning if y'all got a minute. All they want is the land, people. That's all they want. That's all they've ever wanted. They just want the land. That's all they want. You see, Lori, look, she's smiling happy. She in a good mood because she think I'm going to say something about Trump. No, I'm not, Lori. I was just tempted to see, you know what? I wonder if I go down there with a Grant 2020 sign, what'll happen? I think they'll let me walk. I think they'll let me walk. I don't think they'll stop me. If I went down with a Grant 2020, Grant Colfax 2020, I think there are enough 1776ers in the crowd to be like, you know what? He a little crazy and stupid, and it's black people all down there. If y'all watched, did y'all watch, who was it, CJ? CJ posted some videos from MAGA March, Million Man MAGA March in D.C. And that's what my brother woke me up, which led me to this discussion, because I'm a fuss at y'all, because I can't fuss at him. It's his birthday. Bacon's Rebellion. Oh, it links everything up. It links everything up. All they want is the land, people. The 0.01%. What is this woman's name? If y'all have not watched this video, I posted probably 80 times. And I keep forgetting what she said. Dr. Jacqueline Battalora, Birth of a White Nation. And this is where people go, "Oh no, we leaving. They talking about race." You have to listen. Don't run every time somebody says white privilege or white supremacy, black privilege, black supremacy. We need to know where the ignorant races came from. If you don't know where they came from, then you have no idea why they made them. The only reason they made race is because the 0.01% wanted the land. Bacon's Rebellion, everybody got together. It was all kind of jungle fever in the colony back then. You had black folk and white folk, and they weren't black folk and white folk. They were the only designation back in the 1600s was British and not, right? Because it was always about the land and colonization. You were British or you weren't. All right. If you were British, you owned land. If you were not British, you were here. That's all. You were here, but you couldn't own any land. They were playing, and I might have made that part up, but it's close. It's close. And so the servants all got together because jungle fever. They was having all kind of babies and racial kids and stuff like that. They ain't care nothing about none of that. From Irish and not the British, because they need to keep their land. Africans was here. Native Americans was here. They was all playing with each other's feet and footsie and all that stuff, having babies. And you even had black people who owned black people back then. Yeah, but they weren't black people. See, that's the thing. Race didn't exist before 1600. And what led me to that yesterday, which brought me to this abusing your morning thing with my face, because I have not washed nothing yet. But I did put on drawers. So y'all should be good with that. I learned from the last time that you don't do a live stream in a robe unless you have some drawers on. So I got my drawers on. That's how much I love y'all, but that's about it. I'm not going beyond that. In my morning time, I like peace and serenity. So what happened was the British were acquiring all the land, which is what colonization was about. They got too much land. All the non-British got together and said, oh, hell no, we're going to take this joker back. So they had Bacon's Rebellion. This is my 2 cents on Bacon's Rebellion. Everybody got together and stood up, scared the hell out of 0.01% who just wanted the land. So what did they do? Virginia got caught. Y'all know Virginia? She's not a girl. She's a state. She was a colony back then. She got caught sending a message over to Britain saying, hey, look, these motherfuckers are getting together. They're gonna take the land back if we don't imply a divide and conquer strategy. Oh, it's a great video. Great talk. And the king responded, well, you got to break the monkeys up. And then they made race. And that's how they made you. That's where you came from. If you were race. If you're not a race, then your history goes back a little further. They only made race because they wanted the land. After that, you had, the whole white supremacy and white privilege and white guilt and black guilt and fragility and all kind of other little words they like to make up. But the bottom line is they made it all up. You're not a race. You're stupid. I love you, but you're not. Most of y'all are ignorant, but you're not stupid. I'm ignorant too. We're all ignorant. Don't be willfully ignorant, which is stupid. You're not a race, people. You're not a race. You are a beautiful creature that's sent here from, I don't even know where you came from. Some of y'all aliens or something, but y'all came here from a beautiful place and y'all have a purpose here. And it's not to be a race and be out there in the street with the Million MAGA march fighting on this side or that side. President Grant is the president. And yeah, I do link together a lot of things I probably should not, but this is how my morning goes. I'm going to look at comments. I'm not even sure if did I make a point? Did y'all catch something? Did y'all catch a point? All right. So the point is, you're not a race. They made that up. And so they created white supremacy, which is what they did. That's true. Got to give them that. They created white supremacy and wasn't nobody white supreme back then. There was no supreme. You had the Supremes. They was the 0.01%. That was the supreme. They called the other people supreme, so y'all get upset and get to fighting with them. That's how to keep the land. And so they called it white supremacy, and they didn't give them white people no land. They didn't get no land. All they got was a name. They got a name, and they stayed poor, and they stayed servants back then. They were not landowners. And then everybody else got pushed way to the bottom. All right. Nobody got lifted up. They just left some people where they was and pushed the other people to the bottom and kept the land. And they called it white supremacy. Why? So y'all would get out there and fight with the white people. Stupid. Don't be stupid. Then how they keep it is, you're still fighting with white people. You need to fight with the 0.01%. I think that is like my message every damn day I do this. Fight with the people, fight the power, not the other people who don't really have privilege, because don't nobody in America own land, because they created taxes to make a tax plantation, not that they need the money to keep everybody working. Everybody working. And as long as you're working and you don't own any damn land, you're a slave. You can never stop working. You're going to keep working. All right. I think that was all my points. No, I got one more point. Then I look at comments for a minute and I'm going to run. Because I do got to brush my teeth. These things going to fall out. It's Sunday morning. I like to be filthy on Sunday, though. I like to kind of just get up and just roll over. The other thing about these viruses, man, y'all need to cut it out. Y'all, you really need to grow up on this one. You really need to do your research. Somebody had a great post. Hold on. I gotta show you something. Let me show you something. And it's not my dirty room. Nope, not gonna show you my dirty room. Might be some drawers over there, some socks, and might be a dead person or two. Hold on. I gotta show you something. Are y'all still here? I'm smart enough to know I'm stupid. While people are still stupid, they think they're smart. Well, you know what, Adam? When people realize how stupid they are, they change their evil ways. I realize how stupid I have been, and now I'm climbing up towards that ignorant ladder. I want to be ignorant in everything. I don't want to be stupid in nothing no more. So it's a post I got to show you. Hold on, I'm trying to turn this around without showing you my filthy room. and nothing down there. I got on drawers. This is Sunday morning, y'all. You can't be doing that Sunday morning. All right, good morning. Who's that? Debbie in the house. Hold on. How do I reverse the camera? I feel, for 29, I feel too damn old for this. Pressing buttons. Hold on. There you go. All right, there you go. There go the president. Faculty grant for Colfax 2020. All right, hold on. Let's move that. That's Mara. There you go. Make America Republic again. Got one like right there. See, this is what happened at election time. One like. People don't understand that. That stands for give the land back. You're a republic. Government don't need no. Oh, this is what's her name? Susan posted that this morning. Tagged me and this was the aliens came to his bedroom. Said, "Don't tap on the glass. It traumatizes the monkeys." And my point was, no, you can tap, scratch, break the window, throw some rocks, and just come get me. Come get me. These motherfuckers crazy down here. Come get me. I'm ready to go. Y'all take me to Planet Melmac. I think this is it right here. This is it, Adam. This one's for you. He says, before you argue with somebody, ask yourself, is that person even mentally mature enough to grasp the concept of different perspectives? Because if not, there's absolutely no point. And that's the message of 2020 for me. That's the message of 2020 is I've learned there are people who don't want to learn. I've learned that there are people who accept the fact that the world is flat to them and they don't want to know nothing damn else. And they usually start with trust the science. That's the do not lockdown. Stop it. You're not going for it again. Right there you go, right here. Here's the tax one right here. This is where the tax thing came from. And this is how I link all this together. I get these posts and I think about them. He said, if you drive a car, I'll tax your street. If you sit, I'll tax your seat. If you get cold, I'll tax the heat. If you take a walk, I'll tax your feet. Which is beautiful because that's the whole point, right? They don't need the money. They print the money. They got a fiat currency and they literally print the money. I'm bringing them titties out. They print the money. They don't need your money. They don't need to tax you. Why do they tax you? To keep you working. You don't have land, and they tax you, which means they can keep you as a chattel permanent slave for life. All right, let me do this. Let me finish. Did those things link together? Did all that link together? Is that making sense? Bacon's rebellion to MAGA Million March Man, people down in DC upset about something, which I love to see. I love to see it. I wish the Biden people get out there yell and scream, holler too, but the Biden people ain't going outside because that virus coming to get them. Which is the last point. Viruses are upgrade people. Please, let's get up to speed on what the actual virus is. Your body needs that DNA. It's part of why I think I was woke at 4 a.m. in the morning. Your body needs the DNA. It's just an upgrade, right? So what you're witnessing is this Rockefeller allopathic medicine came for the holistic medicine, then they came for the holistic doctors, and now they're coming for your holistic immunity. Don't play this game with these people. These people are sick, right? This is all about profit and greed, and there might be some spirituality in there too. Your body needs viruses. If you get sick, if you get colds and flus and stuff like that, that means your immune system is not doing what it's supposed to. You're eating the wrong foods. Go back to eating holistic human food till you don't get sick. And whatever that is, don't listen to me. Don't listen to nobody else. If you don't get sick, you're on the path. Whether that's eating meat, soda and pop rocks, some M&Ms, Twinkies on Sunday, whatever you're eating, even that milk, even the milk. I still got friends drink that cow booby juice milk that looked like came out of a cow penis that somebody was playing with and put it in a milk jug, and then they drank it, pus and blood and all the other stuff in that stuff. But even if you drink that, if you don't get sick, you're protecting grandma. Do y'all understand that? If you don't get sick, that means your immune system is protecting the people around you. It means you're not shedding off things that can kill them because they're still eating cheese for breakfast. All right. You need viruses. You need to be in sync with the ecosystem. You need bacteria, viruses, funguses. All of this stuff is just a war on nature. It's breaking you. And once you're out of sync with nature, you will need Bill Gates and all of these criminals and all their shots and potions and lotions and witchcraft and all that other stuff. All right. And then God gonna come again and flood the earth because you stupid and you change the DNA to the film. All right. Let me do comments. I'm gonna get out of here. Come on, everybody. Come on in. Yeah, I know if you're late. I got more in the face. I know. You ain't got to tell me. You don't need to do a face app on this one. I just got out the bed and said, I'm just going to do something raw. I'm going to get on here just as rough as I can. But look, the left side of my face is starting to wake up. It's almost symmetrical. It's almost my eye. Look at that. All right. Anyway, come on, everybody. Don't be vain, y'all. Don't be vain. You're human. We know you ugly when you wake up too. Everybody ugly when they wake up. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We all, we ugly when we wake up and we ugly when we vote because you're voting against somebody. Anyway, good morning, Diane and Sharon. I've never done this. I got a minute, so I'm gonna read comments on a Sunday. I don't think there's a lot of people here I don't never read comments from. Me too. Hello, brother. Good morning, Jonathan. I do the same. Lori, what you do the same? All right. Boom, boom, boom. Bring them on camera. I'm not bringing nobody on camera because I want this to be short. People tell me I talk too much, which is abuse. You know, you're not supposed to say that to people, but you're right. I'm going to try to talk less on certain videos. I'm up at 2 a.m. It's just, I can't, it's hard. Let me tell you why. I'm going to tell you why real quick. You talking too much about talking too much. The thing is, I'm not as smart as I seem. I know I kind of seem smart to some people. I'm not. This is a discussion. That's what I do every day. When you talk short to the point, like this woman, this Dr. Jacqueline, somebody, and her mama, Jacqueline Battalora. I'd like to play a little bit of her lecture so y'all can hear where y'all races came from because I was trying to educate my brothers on that this weekend. No, when you shorten to the point, that's smart people. That's how you know somebody got it together. They understand that point and they got it together. The virologists I listen to, because I love virologists. I can't stand your political doctors because they make crap up. Virologists straight to the point. People who jump around the bush, stab it, smack it, flip around, can't get to the point. That's because we don't know. We trying to figure this damn thing out. That's why I don't do short videos. That's why. I'm sorry. You need to find somebody who knows every damn thing. I'm not that person. All right. I still got plenty of snot to share. Okay, Susan, share your snot because that is how we work together as a family. That's how you protect grandma. But you only supposed to share your, because y'all know Susan, she got the cuckoo. You supposed to share your snot with people who can take the snot, people who are healthy like me, people who are supposed to be outside, get infected with all these things. Your body beats it off in an hour a day. And you don't give it to nobody else. That's where herd immunity comes from. That's holistic. That's natural. That's organic. That's what humans do. All right. The creatures and monsters and stupid people give snot to people that get sick and die from it because they eat Twinkies and bagels in the morning. All right. Don't eat that crap. If your body is telling you killing us, then you need to stop eating what y'all eating. So share your snot. You're supposed to share your snot. All right. Oh. And that led me to a study from another, who was the PhD lady in California. I was looking that up again because I got a friend whose daughter has asthma. And asthma came from the microbiome, y'all. It's deep. It's deep. You got to share the boogers with your babies because when you share your boogers with the babies, they get all that bacteria. I believe it flips certain genes and gives them abilities, not unlike the virus. Not unlike the viruses, gives your body information and DNA. But if you miss it, if a child misses it, and breast milk is important in that conversation, it means they'll have too much of one T cell and too little of another, which increases inflammation. Oh, it's deep. I have to post that video too. All right, let me read the comments and I'm gonna get out of here. They can't have the land. Freeman Michaels, and that's all you got to do, brother. That's the art of war. If you want to fight an enemy and win, all you got to do is deny them what they need. All they want is the land. They don't care nothing about your races, your MAGAs, your Bidens, any of that nonsense. They just want the land. So all we got to do is say, no, we're going to take this land back. President Grant 2020 or whatever your means of doing that. But we got to get the land back for everybody. Everybody. And that's another point. Yeah, it's impossible to do short videos with me, but I'm trying. I'm getting better. And that's another point with the land, right? Because people say, oh, reparations. We know we get the reparations for the black people. And I'm like, I know, but they stole it from everybody. And Bacon's Rebellion proved that. Why would you just take care of you and everybody needs freedom? Everybody needs freedom. Everybody needs an ecosystem and land. That's my only issue with the reparation people is they don't seem to understand that everybody been abused. All right. I'm staying out of protests. All right, Lori, that's a good thing to do. Me too. I like to see protests, but I'm going to stay out of them. I was appreciative. I was smiling. Y'all be mad. Lori, you be mad at me. When I saw the MAGA million men. When my brother, he texted me about that, I went online. I was like, oh, yeah, they down there protesting. Good. That's a good thing to do. When you upset, you're supposed to say something. It's like abused women. Like, why would you tell somebody not to protest? That's stupid. If somebody ain't been through something, you're supposed to get out there and protest. And these people feel like they abused because y'all done did something to them and it's obvious because everybody can see it. And everybody know who won that election. I'm not going to say it, but everybody and their grandmama know who won that election. Y'all are criminals. Just be honest. Say, yeah, we stole that election. We stole that. It's like that bad kid, Milton. You know, he said, I like to do bad things. Y'all remember Milton? Milton, little kid in the hood. He grew up in the hood and got some bad behaviors because y'all stole the land from his grandparents, great-grandparents, great-grandparents, and his parents, and he ain't had no land, so he liked to do bad things. And they put him on camera, and he told you, I like to do bad things. That's all I want to hear from the DNC. It's like, I'm fine with y'all stealing it. Like, I really don't care. Personally, I don't care who y'all's criminal president of the United States Incorporated is. But just be honest. Be like, yeah, we like to do bad things. We stole that. We grabbed the whole box. We mailed us some votes, we dug some people up, got their signatures, and we sent some stuff. And just be honest with people. You know, I appreciate a thief because the whole world was stolen. Ain't nothing wrong with stealing the election. The whole damn world was stolen. All the land was stolen, the food, the oxygen, the resources, the cars, and everything. Just be honest with people. Every single car every car from everybody that everybody drive right now made of stolen resources. Just be honest. That's my thing. I bought that car. I said, you know, Gerard, you bought a used car? Yeah, I did because I'm trying to be a little more sustainable. It was already made. I didn't want to get more stolen minerals and resources from other people that I'm supposed to be supporting because I'm a little higher on the hog with American privilege. But I ain't gonna lie to you, it's stolen. It's all the car, everything in there, from the lights, the bumper, the tires, all the electronics. It's stolen from slaves, from little kids in Africa, pushing down in mines, pulling out that coal tan for me to have a car. I'm just not gonna lie to you about it. So I was happy when I saw that. Lori don't like that. I appreciate people's protests. And I'm not gonna do what the people tell me to do. I'll listen to the Biden protests and the Trump protests and Obama protests and Clinton protests and everybody protests. I listen, but I ain't gonna do what you tell me to do. It's like it's abused women. I have a lot of friends. It blows my mind how many women who are actually abused. And they're like, yeah, I've been abused. It's my job to shut the hell up and listen. Like, okay, you've been through this, that. Wow, you've been through all that? Damn. Yeah, we need to go kill my husband. No, we don't. No, we don't. Y'all listen to the MAGA people. Yeah, I hear you, brother. You want the land? I got that. It makes some sense. Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, capitalism, that don't make no sense, but okay, that makes some sense too. Let's vote for Trump. No, I don't want to do that. I don't think President Grant 2020. Y'all see what I'm saying? That make any sense to anybody? All right, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to get out of here. But I'm going to do comments before I get out. We all ignorant in many things. Yes, we are, Lord. We are ignorant in many things. And I see Kati over there. You know what Lori, Kati told me the other day, which made a whole lot of good sense. She said, America, you can pretend that y'all not going to lock down. You're going to lock down again. She said, you're going to lock down again because they haven't destroyed the global economy yet. And I just shut up. And I just sat back. I was like, she right. We're going to try to stand up, but they had already bought this. They're destroying everything. That's what bankers do. That's what robbing bears. That's what that 0.01% does. And that's why we're back to talking about races again for the same reason they did at Bacon's Rebellion. Divide and conquer. So yeah, hell yeah, everybody's locking down again. Well, ain't got nothing to do with no damn virus. It got to do with the fact that these people need to break your back. And it didn't work. They need to break your back. They need to break your economy, break your middle class, put you down on the ground so you will put on some chains and get on that boat to the new digital dollar slavery. All right. Now, I'm really going to try to, it's hard to do comments. Hold on. I'm going to do that. Then I'm gonna get out of here. I thought you said a protest. Yeah, it was a protest. Melissa, MAGA million march man down in DC yelling, screaming. And Black Lives Matter showed up too. That was not pretty. Did y'all see? Oh, Lord have mercy. Don't do that. Don't. And I agree with Black Lives Matter too. Not at the top. I agree with the people, not at the top. At the top is a political organization. But at the bottom, people got something to really they got to say. But it was two of them. That's not going. That was ugly. I'm glad they got away though. They got away. They went down there and said, yeah, we showing up. Because it was in DC. We showing up. We did. Yeah, that's not the right place to be. No, I try to make sure I go to the right places. I have to make a grant 2020 sign for them. And then brothers probably left them alone. All right, let me go. No. Let me read comments. I was concerned of this during the Virginia protests. What were you concerned of, Melissa? So I mentioned you because of all the horror that happened to you with the Black Lives Matter thing. Ooh, oh yeah, you're talking to Melissa. Yeah, and that was a damn shame. They spat all over Melissa. But that's not, Miss, I'm gonna say the same thing though, Melissa. Oh, so I love you, but that's not the place to go. A lot of people don't want to listen, right? They're not ready to listen. The MAGA people, they're not ready to hear, not in DC on the Million Man March after a stolen election and the Proud Boys out and they've been fighting in them streets with them other people. They're not ready to listen right now. Right? They're not ready to listen. And it's the same thing, Black Lives Matter. They upset. People grow up in poor neighborhoods, ain't got nothing but pot to piss in, winter throw it out, same as the people in the Appalachian Mountains. And so I try to determine, Melissa, who is ready to hear a message. Like the post I showed you just a minute ago. Right? Don't waste your wisdom on people who don't have ears to hear yet. Right? It's like, the abused woman. I always go back to domestic violence because y'all need to stop with these. Y'all need to stop. Y'all need all of it. Not just the hands, not laying on everything. You need to talk to women like you got some damn sense and you realize who's the number one abused group on the planet, which is why I say that. But it's a good example. It's a good example that it just slipped my mind because every time I even mention that, I some of the horror stories I heard come up in my mind. It's just like, I can't believe that people are still doing this. Listening to abused people, not doing what they want you to do, but listening to them. All right, I forgot. So there you go. It's Sunday morning. I'm barely awake. Anyway, good morning, Grand Rising Moon as good morning. I woke up and someone had sent me my money through Facebook. Somebody sent you some money. You tell them to send me some money too. Christ, you Jesus, you supposed to be giving people money too. Man, Gerard, if I wasn't married and you weren't 29, was way too young. Ooh, you look at you getting all nasty on a Sunday morning. This? Not this face. Ooh, goodness gracious. You got to raise your standards, girl. I just didn't woke up. I didn't even brush my teeth yet. I didn't shave. I didn't do nothing. Did G just say he has boobs? Did we assume his gender? Yes, everybody got boobs, Susan. That's science. That's not science. That's real science. Everybody got boobs and mammary gland because that's what they do to people when they do the flip. Is these things work? They work. It's just there ain't no babies popping out, so ain't no juice going with it. They work. Everybody got boobies. My boobies a little tight. That's all. They tighty. Yes, everybody got boobies. Roy, there's not much difference between the genders. It's just a few things. It's not a whole lot of differences. And it's more of a spectrum to me. Royalties for the Face app memes. Yes, Laura, yes, they did put my face on Oprah, and I'm looking for them. Just like that doctor that smacked me on my butt when I was born. If I find them jokers, it's going to be a problem, some consequences. That was the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. Haven't been sick since 10 years or more. Yes, Christina, you're supposed to be out getting your viruses, your funguses, your bacteria, you're updating in DNA and RNA code so you can live well on this earth. You understand that. A lot of people don't understand that. They're trying to separate you from nature. That's why they're waging a war on nature, trying to get people injected with things because they want to own immunity. The only way you can make infinite profit on human beings is make sure that they do not fit in with nature so their body does not update with the environment around them. It's like the same thing. It's like when you go to a foreign country and you drink the water, you get sick, don't you? Yes, you do, because your body has no damn idea the bacteria that's in that water. After a while, your body adapts. Your body is constantly adapting through viruses, funguses, and bacteria, all the things that you come across. If you have trouble adapting, that means that you're not eating the right food. You need to boost your immune system, not put on a face diaper and yell at other people to put on face diapers. You need to grow the hell up and actually understand what an ecosystem is. So absolutely, Christine, you are one that's figured that out. Exactly. Eat, consume, and whatever your body immune system dictates, and something. Okay, that went up. Yes, absolutely. I'm just going too fast. All right, let me get down to the comments. Talk as much as you want. I can't, Melissa, because it's hot. I'm sweating. I got work to do this morning. But we're gonna wrap it up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. I love your heart, Gerard. Thank you, Laura. I love your heart too. I love everybody's heart. Everybody got a good heart. Everybody's trying to do the right thing. And that's why I don't really have an issue with anybody. Like, everybody is literally trying to do the right thing. And even people who don't do nothing, they think that's the right thing. You can't, we're all one. We got to act like we're all one. Archons and their minions have their think tanks. Yes, they do, Sharon. Even people who fall in with these archons, they think they're doing the right thing too. It's just ignorance. Like Adam said before, don't be stupid, just be ignorant. And when you look around you and everybody look like an archon, and for those of y'all who know what an archon look like, I have no damn idea. I ain't seen one ever in my life. I hope I'll never see one based on how y'all describe these mofos. But you look around, everybody is like cheering and clapping for archons. Yeah, you're on the wrong side. You got to keep moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Sharing snot is now illegal. Well, that's what they want to do, Susan. They're criminalizing holistic people. They're criminalizing having a holistic immune system. They've criminalized through Rockefeller medicine anybody who has not read, what's the name of that book? Rockefeller's Medicine, men. You need to read Rockefeller's Medicine. This is just the next chapter in that. They are literally using allopathic medicine to make profitable what your body does for free if you know what the right foods to eat. So yeah, they are. They are. And holistic organic people are the new NIGG. I won't say the rest of it because it'll turn off the video. And we need to stop making new NIGGs. We need to stop making new races, divisions of people, because that's what that is. They're literally just making another race, a race of people whose immune systems work. And we need to stop this. We really need to stop. We need to grow the hell up. Truth is simple. Smart ain't required. Oh yeah, absolutely. Brother Will's always got something deep to say. Gerard should go. Whoa, lick Susan Snot. Yeah, I will. I told you, Christ. I said that the other day. If they come around here and they start, we're looking for people with antibodies. People don't have antibodies, got to get the vax. And I was like, I'm never going to get that vax. That's my last day on this earth. Y'all come to try to stick and jab me with that. You can go ahead and kill me. I'll find me somebody that got some of the cuckoo, whatever they got. It depends on the day too, or the week, year, because it's cuckoo 19. It's about to be cuckoo 20. So we have to find out what Susan got. Because if Susan got cuckoo 19, that's not going to help you if they come around testing people for cuckoo 20. I need to make sure I have my T cells, or I think that's what they call it, right? T cells? Antigens. I got to have my natural organic antigens. I don't want the little ones with the copyright with Bill Gates on them. I need the real ones. That's why I've been out every day. It boggles my mind when I drive around Pennsylvania, everybody hiding in the houses. I've been out every day. I've not been on lockdown one day. Your government, the only person who can lock me down lives in Washington, D.C., and she about 70 years old, and sometimes thoughts escape her. That's my mama. She can lock me down. She can tell me what to do. But your little criminal government, I ain't never going to tell me what. They can shoot me. They can kill me, but they ain't going to they can kill the body. They're not going to take the spirit. Slavery is a choice, and I will never be their slave. I've been their slave my entire life, and I'm done with this. I'm done. And it's been a long road. Anybody tired? And y'all tired of being slaves? Y'all tired of listening to these criminals because they got the most jewels? I'm tired of listening personally, so I'm done with all of that. All right. Wow. This was great information about T cells. Everybody needs to hear this. Oh, Lynn. Yeah. Not me. No, not for me though, Lynn. They need to hear from the doctors who talk about that, right? If you're talking about the asthma and RSV, her name is... Dang, the screen cut off. I've been running my mouth so long. On asthma, she is a doctor at the University of California studying the microbiome. That's like hold music. I make up music as I go. Her name is, I had to send that to a friend yesterday. Stay on the cutting edge, people. Stay on the cutting edge. Anytime your kids get sick, do not sit back and listen to your doctor. Stay on the cutting edge of everything. Go find out the smartest people. Here you go. Want to hear her go? Oh, you want to hear a piece of it? I'll show a piece of it. Y'all know anybody with asthma, RSV? You got to go do your own research. You got to go do your own research. The doctors don't have no time. University of California Television is the YouTube channel. This is where I watch most of my lectures from. And people are like, you get stuff from YouTube all the time. It's like, yeah, don't worry about the source. Just worry about if it's true, especially if it's a child that needs your help. Somewhere about 30 minutes in, she started linking the microbiome to asthma and RSV.
With fecal microbial transplant, we've got ideas how we can even enhance this even more. And I'll talk a little bit about this a little later in the
Can y'all hear that?
Study. So for me, we're at a watershed moment in human biology. We've just discovered that we have this ancillary microbial genome that really influences our health, that shapes how our cells work and influences our health status. And what I want to shift to now is talking about how we leverage this field to tackle a disease that I know probably everybody in the room knows somebody with asthma. Right now in the US, we're at about 11% of our population diagnosed with the disease. And it's growing. And you can see from this map, this is a disease of westernized nations. This is a disease of lifestyle and environment. This is not necessarily a genetic disease in the typical sense.
Lifestyle and environment.
The most alarming for me is that the prevalence of this disease has increased most dramatically in the pediatric population. Children are disproportionately affected by allergic asthma, which is the predominant form of asthma in this country. And for those maybe a little less familiar with the disease, it's characterized by a pretty specific immune dysfunction. Children with allergic asthma have far fewer of these specific type of T cells called regulatory T cells. They produce this molecule called IL-10, and you want to think about these cells as putting the brakes on inflammation. We need them to dial down inflammation. So children with asthma have far fewer of these cells, and instead they have much more of these ones. These are another type of T cells called T2 cells, and they produce three other molecules called IL-4, IL-5, and IL-13, and they ramp up inflammation. These children are also characterized by having very high concentrations of this antibody, IgE, in their circulation. So they are the cardinal immune dysfunctional features of allergic asthma. Something to remember as we move through the rest of the presentation. I think what's also striking to me is that while we can treat our patients with corticosteroids, long-acting beta agonists, we have no cure. And that's what really drove me into this field and start thinking about very early life and what are the factors that influence disease development, and could the microbiome be the canary in the coal mine for asthma and allergy development in childhood? And what drove me towards that idea...
All right, so I'm going to stop there. I posted the link. So the bottom line is, it is the microbiome. That's, you know, she's going to say it the long way, but she's very smart. I'm not. I don't understand half of what she's IL-7, 2, 3, 4, 5. I understood the significant points, like most people. One is environmental. So they're keeping people sick. They're not telling them the truth. It had a lot to, she explained further, and I'll post the link, or somebody else said they just saw it. They can post a link. And if you are keeping people sick, especially children, because you got a criminal for-profit medical industry, aspiring most from the pharmaceutical industry, not to their fault, but because of Rockefeller medicine, the model doesn't work. You keep sick people alive instead of helping them. You end up making them die from the flu because we let them be profitable cogs for these criminals in these industries, and the industries lobby both sides of the government. They lobbied the Republicans and the Democrats. That's why I said we didn't need an investigation. We didn't need a election. We needed a murder investigation. A lot of people pocketed a whole lot of money, and when the flu comes around, it kills people with RSV, asthma, COPD, cancer, lung disease, and all of these other illnesses of environment that are mostly subsidized, right? So that's why I don't really play with the monkeys. I have no interest in their fake science. The body works the way it's supposed to when you treat it the way it's supposed to. All right, I didn't mean to show all of that. I said I was going to do comments and get out of here. The Rockefellers own the University of Chicago. The Russell Trust runs Yale, Rothschilds, all the Aryan bloodlines that control blah blah blah. Okay, I forgot who said that. Well, it's moved up too fast. Right, and that's what the book explains, is that they basically came in and they created medical boards, and they bought like university buildings and land, grants, all that stuff. They put their people on the boards, and they took everything holistic and they banned it. Right, that's how they did it, and that's how they broke, little kids who grew up who wanted to be healers, and they made them into Rockefeller medicine men, doctors, right? And doctors half the time don't even know that, right? It's like indoctrination. It's like us. If you tell a child every day after it's born, you're black, you're black, you're black, you're black, you're black, you're black, eventually they're going to believe that they're black. And this is half the problem I got with people who look like me. And the other people, you white, you white, you white, you white, you white, you white, you white. Eventually they can't fight it. And you tell doctors, the whole thing is about expensive medical treatments, creating synthetic drugs, because that's the only thing that's profitable, then that's what they're going to do. The problem isn't the doctors. I'm all about free to doctors. The doctors need to be, those are the people with the passion, but they don't have the truth, and they need to know the truth, and they need to be able to go out and discover the truth and tell patients the truth without losing their medical licenses. Anyway, let me get going. Good morning, Tony. All right, I'm about to get out of here. I'm not posting again. Why aren't you posting again, Melissa? Gerard Jonathan. Oh, Hogo, we have to do a live across U.S., Europe, Australia. All right, Adrian, let me know. Hogo, that's my man. Everybody has their own reality. Has never been more apparent to us than now. Yep, Susan, and everybody, we need to let live in their own reality. As long as it's not hurting anybody else, leave people alone. Leave people alone. We have to go back to that basis of live and let live. Let people be. As long as people ain't messing with you, don't go over there messing with them, go over there voting. So, because that's all I see in the elections. That's why I have no interest in it. It's about, we won, so we're going to abuse you, right? We got the upper hand, so we're going to abuse you for 4 years, and they get the upper hand. We're going to abuse you for 4 years. And they're abusing the other side, but they're not gaining any grounds for humanity. Like, they're not walking us back to freedom or live and let live or a republic. All they're doing is giving corporations the wealth and the land and more resources, which leads me back to Bacon's Rebellion. When you don't leave people alone, they play you in this way. It's divide and conquer. That was the whole thing about the Bacon Rebellion, is it was everybody. Everybody stood up to the one. Well, they weren't the 0.1% back then. They were the 1%. Everybody stood up to them together, from the free men from Africa who owned slaves, the white folks from, well, that's not the right word. It's not the right word. Because back then there was a difference between Anglo-Saxon and Irish. There was a difference between Anglo-Saxon and French, Anglo-Saxon and Spanish, right? It was a British colony. So it was about Anglo-Saxon supremacy in a way, if you think about it. But anyway, even the poor Anglo-Saxons all got together and fought the bastards, the 1%. And so that's why they created race. Race has nothing to do with racism, has nothing. It's literally a monopoly game that they made. They made everybody pick a thimble, a horse, or something else and get out there and can conflict with each other in an economy that nobody's allowed to own any land but the 1%, right? So it's the same thing. Lord have mercy. What are y'all talking? No, I'm not going to read that. Y'all talking about harems of stuff. The hell? I enjoy eating my leafy green vegetables. Now I need to learn to grow them. Yes, Rochelle, that's the step. That's power right there. That is power. That is a woman who is taking on her power. Because Rochelle, when you can grow your own fruits and vegetables, you eat them raw, your immune system starts working again. You stop getting colds and flus and viruses. Like, I haven't had any of that nonsense in over 15 years now. You gain your power back. Then you don't need these bastards. You can tell them where all to go. So you can grow your own food. And that's the beautiful thing, is once you can do that, then we get the land back. Then human beings become sovereigns again, not these criminal bankers and landowners and robber barons. Absolutely. See, that's a person talking about strength right there. That's strength. That's not going back and, oh, I'm going to take my energy and consciousness and give it to some megalomaniac billionaire to run the country. No, we need to take a step back and breathe a little bit. We done went the wrong way. We lose every single election. Every single election. Did he just say he can be milked? No. Yeah, well, no, not Susan, stop. Scientifically, they can make some changes, and you got the men have the plumbing for that. That's been proven. They got the plumbing. but we don't have the hormones and the juices, you know, and then they can make people do, and leave people alone like that too. I don't know why people care what people do. God made everybody and everybody's perfect. It's Sunday morning, y'all. We're going to have church for, oh Lord, there go Tony. Cuss church here. I ain't going to cuss though. God made everybody perfect, right? God made everybody perfect. And if somebody wants to go do this or that or the other, you need to worry about the log in your own eye, not worry about the sawdust in anybody else's. God don't make no mistakes. Everything God makes is perfect, whatever God is, except what God allows. And if God allows people to go and turn these male booby things into female booby, it's fine. That's my point. It's fine. Just don't worry. Again, live and let live. Let people be. Let people be. All right. Let me try to get down to the bottom comments. Jerome, oh, you know what? There's a Tony comment. Oh, dang it. I was talking Cuss Church and he at the top. So let me move down. Let me get out of here. Goodness gracious. That's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with hairy titties. What is that what y'all talking about? I'm trying to talk about deep things, bring people together, love each other. Y'all talking about some titties? Mine are hairy, tight titties. Okay, thank you, Will Lover. Appreciate that. Don't nobody ever, oh, goodness, I'm not even, nope. I'm passing comments now. I'm passing comments. Remember all those holistic doctors that mysteriously died recently? Yes, I do, Christ. And that's what I'm saying, that this is just the next step in whatever that plan was. And it's not a conspiracy. It's just money, right? They want to make money. They can't make money if people realize being healthy is free. If people realize that you're not supposed to get colds and flus and viruses if you eat the right foods. If people realize that, then all these CVS's, Walgreens, Walmarts, all these things are selling all these drugs, all these drug dealers out there on the corner that don't have a three-stripe Adidas suits and gold chains, but they got drive-throughs and big buildings, they'd all close up. Right? Living on Earth is free. We got to stop taxing kids for being born here. It's not a penalty to be born here. It's a blessing to us. We don't need to be giving them debts for a 0.1% monopoly game that was obvious after Bacon's rebellion. We need to be thanking kids for being here. All right, 12 noon every day. Pray for universal energy. Help us. Doing it together has power. Yes, Jennifer. Love that. Do that twice. Yes, absolutely. For the past 4 years, systematic murder. Yep, that wasn't, no, no, Lori, no, let's be honest. It was 4 years before that, and it was 4 years before that, and it's 4 years. That's why I call us Murder Inc. We are Murder Inc. And anyone defying Murder Inc., we need to get behind, right? We have to start dialing it back. If we have a nation that's based on killing other people and stealing what they got, we got to go the other way. So it has nothing to do with Trump. None, which boggles my mind. You got another point in my head, Lori. I was going to post it, but I post about Trump too much and people are like, he closet Trump voter. And I know you probably say that too. No, I'm not. I'm just saying this. Holistic living ain't got a damn thing to do with Trump, right? Like that's how they got everybody, right? Because he started talking holistic, like I'm not worried about viruses. I'm just going to go outside and do my thing. I'm not going to put on a face diaper. And they're like, oh my God, Trump said it is wrong. Oh my God, he said it's racist. Holistic living is racist. You know, and it's just like, that's how we got here. You know, when they can make you hate somebody and hate every word that comes out of your mouth, you become what you fear the most. You become what you fight. And they became that. And it's just like, no, the man said something that was actually true. That holistic living is wiser and it's smarter. And that is actually science. And it's billion-year-old science. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong because Trump said that. It had nothing to do with it. So now you got a bunch of people who are like leaning towards holistic living, growing their own food, eating vegetables, making smoothies, and now they're out there waiting to get a Gates immune system, a Gates immune system product. And I'm just sitting back like, you know, because he said it, that doesn't mean a damn thing, right? Even if you don't like, if you don't like the man, in which I love him, I love everybody. I even love Biden. I think they all crazy as hell, but I love them. They all my brothers and cousins and stuff. But what is it? A broken clock can be right twice. All right. Holistic living, organic living, natural living is where it's at. Just because Trump says it don't go the other way. Everybody got some truth. All right, let me go. Was it? No, I said I was gonna do comments. If I die, rejoice. Please don't mourn. Yeah, if I die, oh yeah, that's that. You know what, Christ? That's where I get down to. When I die, I think I'm going to have a rule. If anybody cries in my funeral, I want them to throw them out. That's what I want. My funeral, I want some laughter, happiness, dancing, singing, bring some belly girls in, something. And my gay friends will be there too. Bring some belly men in too. Let everybody dance. Everybody have my Christian friends will be there. So we have some scriptures and my gun friends there. I want people to have some guns. And I want everybody to have a party. Like, yeah, Gerard was here. Life was a little bit better. He was crazy as hell, but life was a little more funner before the aliens and the zombies showed up in 2021. We had a great time. Funeral should be a celebration. It's the completion of a life. It's the transcendence of a human being into another dimension from monkey dimension. And whether you call it heaven or well, I guess it could be purgatory. I'm not sure about that. But that should be a celebration. So I'm on that boat too. I want people to party, dance, sing, get down. Get down, get down. People get funky with it. Like, yeah, life was good while he was. Because you know what? I ain't gonna be thinking about y'all. I'm not gonna be thinking, oh no. I'm gonna be in Orion. Then I need to go swing by Pleiades, and I need to go see if all the things the Egyptians said was true and the Dogon said was true, and I need to go find the star people from the Hopi people that said that. I ain't gonna be thinking about y'all at all. Y'all get down here and get your vaccines or something, because I'm gonna be gone. Y'all, Gerard ain't crying. Gerard like, yes, I've arrived. I got the prize. Go find me. Martin Luther King hollered at him for a minute. You know what, man? I was trying to tell them. They wasn't listening. I was trying to tell them that you wanted to do a million. Because before they killed King, what he wanted to do, the million people march, the poor people march, where he's gonna bring all the poor whites and the poor blacks together and basically have a Bacon's Rebellion in DC and all stand up and just be like, no, we're gonna have a constitutional convention. We're gonna create some amendments, delete some crap. We're gonna go back to being a republic. That's why Martin Luther King, they asked him, they said, are you a Democrat or Republican? He said, no. I ain't either one. He believed in freedom, and you can't have freedom from a slave master. So I'm going to holler at him. I got to go see JFK. I said, Jay, I tried to tell them about central banking. They did not listen. They didn't give two damns. They thought it was a good idea to keep playing a 3,000-year-old Monopoly game where don't nobody own any properties that they know. Nobody in America owns land. That's what boggles my mind. And that's why I'm not down at the Million MAGA March or the 27 Biden March. I ain't down in none of them. Because it's pointless. Nobody owns any damn land. If you don't own land, you're a gerbil in a cage. You're a gerbil in a cage running on a wheel. Why in the hell would you do that to your children? Who wants to sleep on sawdust and wood chips? You know what kind of rashes you can get from sawdust and wood chips and running in a wheel all day? Nah, no, not me. No, I'm going another way. Anyway, yep, vaccines is why. That's it, Lori. I was telling a bunch of people last week. I said, you got to have an end game. You got to have an end game. What is your end game? You got a face diaper on. What is your end game? At what point do you take your face diaper off and you say enough is enough and you go live your life? Don't wait on the government. The government, it's not a government. It's corporate. They're all corporations and they're all bought and paid for by Big Pharma. Their end game is injecting you. So if you want the injection, then keep listening. Keep listening. Don't have your own end game. If you want your own freedom, then you need to figure out what your end game is. You like, you know what I'm saying when I say that? Like, you determine when enough is enough, right? For me, my end game came the first week. It was around the first week. I started thinking back to my days in Big Pharma, and then my end game came when I saw the digital dollar and the stimulus bill, and it's like, it was obvious a lot more was going on. And then my final end game was probably when I just thought about it and like, you know what? They did not subsidizing what causes autism. They haven't stopped subsidizing what causes asthma. They haven't started telling people to breastfeed. They haven't started talking about the microbiome. They haven't stopped any spraying, subsidizing, and basically forcing farmers to grow crops drenched in carcinogens that debilitate the immune system that they say that people don't have, why they have to have face diapers and get a shot. And that was the end of it. It was like, yeah, these people are lying. These people are crazy as hell. They're lying like hell. So you got to have your end game, right? You know, another end game might have been when you realize that oh Lord have mercy. This PCR nonsense. It's the cases. If the cases is up and hose down, things good. No, I'm sorry. If cases, don't get upset. Hoes can be men too. Men hoes too. Everybody hoe. Everybody do that because y'all got them things and y'all know where to put them and you don't know how to regulate them like your government. So your babies everywhere. No, when cases is up and deaths are down, that's a good thing. That means that, guess what? People beat it. You won. Yay, go out your house. So if your government's talking about lockdown and cases is up and holds down, then you got a problem, right? Houston, we got a problem. If we are getting good news, and that's assuming that the PCR test works, in which we know it doesn't, because the inventor of it said that the damn thing don't even work. Not for that, he said in the laboratory. And then he mysteriously died in 2019. Huh, look at the coinky dinks. Somebody posted that the other day, and I was like, he died in 2019? Yeah, he died in 2019. Just before this. Oh, the coinky dinks. I'm not one. I don't believe in coincidences, right? Not since I understood Bacon's Rebellion. There's no such thing as coincidence. They didn't coincidentally create races. They created that because they had a world they wanted to dominate, and they did it. So yeah, I don't think that's a coincidence. But have your end game. You got to make your own end game. You are a sovereign. At what point do you finally say no? Like Brother Adam, I was abused the other day on a live stream. They said that well, Adam is the man. You and Jonathan and Beaufont and everybody else, y'all ain't men. Y'all weak little girls. Just people push you around. Big Pharma just make it. Because Brother Adam stood up. And I disagree with how he stood up. I'm a little more methodical, but everybody's in their own places, right? He gave up. He said, I ain't gonna wear that face diaper. Hell no. Y'all can go to hell. And he just walked out the job. That was it. No. And so that does not fit in my life, right? I still got to eat food and pay some bills and stuff before I can get off a grid. You got to have a plan, and don't let other people's plans dictate yours, right? You look at your own situation and make wise choices based upon that. It's not a wise choice for me to not do that right now, but my end time is coming. I'm tired. I'm getting tired. This face diaper thing, I'm getting tired. I mean, I don't go in stores. Like I avoid shopping at all costs. I avoid stores at all costs. I'll do anything outside that I can. I found me a gas station where you don't have to have a face diaper. I said, a gas station I go to, they got an automated checkout. Walk right in, get my thing, walk out. I did it on accident the first time. I did it on accident, and I didn't have my face diaper with me. And I went in the store, nobody said anything. Okay. All right, because they had automated checkouts. Place around here. I'm not going to say the name of the place, but yeah, we have to start being defiant. But you got to have your end game. Everybody's got to have an end game when they're tired, because if you don't have an end game, they already got the end game for you, and that's you on quarantine, in lockdown, and won't let you out your house till you have a digital dollar, a shot, and whatever else the hell they want. Because every state in the United States of America already has the quarantine laws. And I'd almost guarantee you, wherever you live, if you check, they got quarantine statutes already in place, right? The pandemic, because the World Health Organization, they did that. Was that like 20 years ago? They were 10 years. I forgot. They went around and made sure that they had that in place everywhere. So don't get excited and thinking, oh, well, they can't make me take it. If you don't have an end game, they got an end game for you. If you have not decided, they're about to decide for you when this plan rolls out, because this is a plan. Let people believe as they choose. Amen, Lori. I'm fine with everybody's belief until people take a belief out and abuse and hit somebody else over the head with it. That's when I got a problem. I don't have a problem with vaxxers. I don't have a problem with anti-vaxxers. I'm not either. I don't really care about the little worlds they live in. I live in my own little holistic, crazy world. My problem is with abuse. When you decide to take your belief system and beat somebody else over the head with it, that's when I got to put my dukes up and we got to have a fight, because you're trying to abuse people. I'm not. Any kind of abuse is wrong. You can't abuse other people with your religion in crusades for the Holy Land, or crusades because you want to inject people because you're scared to eat organic food, right? You don't know what an immune system is. You don't know how to be healthy, so you get in bed with these Faucis and Gates and want to go abuse a bunch of people. No, I can't go along with that. I'm anti-abuse. I'm not anti-vax. All right, let everybody have their own belief. Absolutely. Voting is saying I love my slavery. It is, Tony. It is. And I'm not judging anybody who voted, because I see that now, and you see that now. And I only saw this, what was it, in 2016, 2017, like right around then. I didn't see it till I met y'all. Until I met y'all and y'all explained what consent is, and I really started to understand it. I looked at the Washington, D.C. Act of 1871, and we looked into central banking, and I realized all we're doing is consenting. That's all we're doing. We're consenting that it's okay to have a slave plantation. It's okay for nobody here to own land, us to be poisoned and die, and for y'all to do more. And y'all just keep giving corporations more of our rights. Yeah, no, I'm not Now I'm at Tony where I'm at. It's all about Grant 2020, brother. It's Grant, President Grant. I'm gonna get a sticker. I'm gonna get a bumper sticker for my car. President Grant Colfax 2020. They're still the president. They've always been the president of the republic. I do not believe in this corporation that's pretending to be a government. My grandmother taught us some natural remedies, and I taught my son. That's strength, Rochelle. That's how you. And then each one teach one, and teach your friends, teach your neighbors. Right? Write them down, save it. There are a lot of old medicinal cures that have disappeared. Y'all were posted on the other day. This lady has this book that she produces. It's called Forgotten Remedies or Ancient Remedies. Somebody post that. And I looked at some of it in terms of what she was talking about. And like, these are all of our ancient cures for this stuff that we don't need to be made in laboratories. We just need to know what it is in nature. And we need to start sharing that. Get a title on your land, not a deed to your house. Yeah, you know what, Tony? Yes. Ooh, you know what he's saying right there, y'all? You own the house. He's right about it. I got the mortgage, which is why they call it mortgage. It means because you going to pay for it till you die. And after you're dead, you still don't own it. You own the house, not the land. Right. And so if you own a house on their land, they can burn your house down. They can put a railroad through it. They can put a oil pipeline through it. We don't own land. We are slaves. We literally failed at Bacon's Rebellion. And so if Bacon's Rebellion scared the hell out of them, Tony, then obviously that's the only thing that scares the hell out of them now. That's all they fear. They don't fear Democrats winning or Trump losing or Trump winning or, they don't fear none of that. The only thing they fear is poor people stand up and say enough is enough across the aisles. When people stand up across the aisles, across the racial aisles, the religious aisles, then something's going to happen. I was proud of the 18% of black men in this country who voted for Trump. I'm proud of them. Not because I thought they did the right thing, but because they weren't scared to say, you know what, I'm going the wrong direction. I need to try a new direction. I think they went the wrong direction in my opinion, but, that's just me. And I'm proud of people who said, you know what, I voted for Trump to be, because I don't want to be forced vaccinated or whatever. Or he said that RFJK, that was going to test the vaccines. And that didn't happen. He didn't do that because he can't defy Big Pharma. And then they jumped to the other side, said, "No, you know what? You fake and phony." I'm proud of them. But for me, you're still voting though, right? You're still voting. And at the end of the day, the pharmaceutical industry owns both parties. If the same industries fund both parties, you're not going to get two different end results. And that's where I stop, because it doesn't really matter who the president is. The rights that they purchase, the plan, it's going to happen no matter who's president. All right, let me go. Down the Cuss Church is in the house. I see that, Tony, and y'all got your mouths all taped up, which is good. I don't see no cussing over the scriptures. I only saw that in Southern Baptist churches way down deep in the South. First time I heard a preacher cuss at me, and I was just like, ooh, he said a dirty word. In my Sunday school suit. All right. Quit nuts people getting crazy for natural body look. Okay, Christine, that sounds a little nasty. What you talking about? All right, let me go. I'm gonna get down here. I'm supposed to go. My face look about right. Look at that. Look at that. See? Morning face. That's all you got to do. Give it a little conversation, a little time, and your eye, it'll equal the other eye. The wrinkles start to go away. I'm not there, not 100% yet, but my face almost looks like me. That's what my friends there's women, they call it morning face. Brush my teeth, get the shaving, and I'll be ready to go. Go out there and buy and sell today. But actually, I have a lot of work to do today. I got to do some cleaning, and I have a bunch of stuff I got to bring in. This is morning face. All right. The white coat gangster, Big Pharma. Yep. And we need to fight gangsters, Tony. We really need to grow up. We got to stop being cowards and fighting the other poor people down the street, fighting the other poor people in a political party who are abused in different ways, and fight the people who created the monopoly game, the 0.01%. We're cowards. And I've been fighting coward struggles and fights my entire life, Tony. Now I'm saying, hey, let's go pick a fight. I had to tell that to my brothers the other day. I said, how about we go pick a real fight? How about we go pick a real fight with some bankers? How about we go pick a real fight with global pharmaceutical industries? How about we go pick a real fight with global for-profit vaccination companies who are plotting to inject every man, woman, and child on this? Well, actually, it's not even picking a fight, because they already fired the first shot. Right? Forced vaccinations aren't new. They've already been here for medical professionals and children. It's just now they're coming for the rest of us. Now it's a fight. They brought the war to us. They brought the fight to us. We need to take the fight to them. Trump's not relevant. Another puppet distraction. Exactly, Valerie. And that's how I see the million mega march. That's how I see it. I'm glad they're standing up. I appreciate that. People need to be heard. People need to speak. However, it's not going to matter. If we don't get any sense of ourselves, Valerie Lee, it's pointless. We got to get a sense of ourselves. It's more important. Like, we need to start rallying on things, not for people. That's what we need. We got to figure out, how do we start rallying on concepts of freedom? Restoring the republic, leaving everybody hell alone. Human beings are sovereign. Stop pretending we're in scarce times. We're not. We're in abundant times. We keep resources from people to keep them in struggling against other people. That's what I want to see. I just don't want to see people marching for billionaires on this side or the other side. We need to start marching for each other. Sandy wants a disco party at her funeral. All right, Sandy, line it up. Let people know. Yes, somebody posted liberty. That's what we need to be fighting for. Each other's liberty, not just our own, everybody's, because that's how they get us. They get us to apathetically look at one side over the other. All right, let me get down. They control us by our fear of death. Yes, and fear of everything, Sandy. Fear of each other, fear of death, fear of the other political party, fear of presidents, fear of politicians. Every decision made in fear is a bad decision. Nobody should be deciding anything on fear. JFK was a Trump. Ooh, Tony Smith. Can I swallow that? Hang on. Let me wash some coffee in there. Let me think about that for a second. In some ways, not in enough ways that I need. In some ways, Trump obviously did not fit in the narrative of what they wanted, and me, I think, because he was probably holding out for a better deal. Biden fits right in. That's neoliberal, slavery, war, destruction, just turning Obama, Bush, right back on, right? So I won't put him in the JFK space. JFK was like, get rid of the CIA. JFK was like, get rid of the Federal Reserve, right? Take away Israel's nukes. JFK was a little more of a thug, which is why they murdered him. I think if Trump was a JFK, he wouldn't have been, they wouldn't have stole the election from him. They would have killed him. So I think in ways he did talk about central banking. People says that he did something with the Federal Reserve I'm not familiar with. Every president does good things. Every president does bad things. I wouldn't put him in the JFK category because you got to be assassinated to be in that category, right? And I think maybe in some ways, could Obama have been? Let's be fair. Got to be fair. In ways. I mean, he talked good talk as a senator. I think as a president, he just fell in line because he didn't have maybe the connections, right? So, I'm not a Trump person. I'm not against Trump. I think the concept of Trump and the concept of JFK, that's the problem. We have to get away from this idea that Lori Root Riley or Christine or Tony needs a president. They don't. Or Christ or Susan. I know all of them. They all can put their drawers on. They know how to wash and brush their teeth. And I do know how to brush my teeth. I just did not do it this morning yet because something important to say. We ain't got time for the vanity. They don't need presidents. This Barbara Peters right here. She don't need no damn president. If you watch Barbara Peters, she don't need nobody tell her what to do, lead her around on no little leash. I watched tons of kids bowling and playing a mass all day yesterday. It was so awesome to see. Felt so wrong to my core. How is it possible people don't feel in awe how wrong and bad it is? Wake up, adults. Yeah, Barbara. See, it does make me angry. No, it doesn't make me angry. It's so hard. It's so hard to say things and not offend people, but just process the things that I say they do come from a good place. I say the things I do because I love your kids. Don't ever let no mother effers from international greedy corporations make your children wear face diapers. Don't let non-greedy mother effers from next door tell you what to do with your children. What hurts me, Barbara Peters, is to see these little babies who just, I mean, they trust their parents for everything, right? Like, that's what we do. We look up at our parents and, like, they're gods, right? Everything that you say, they swallow it and it becomes them, right? Just like how we talked about races. And I might show a minute of her video. All of this stuff that they indoctrinate us for, we become that. And if you are teaching your children that listening to international billionaires and criminal corporations is a good idea, wearing face diapers, not eating healthy, the same people poisoning you are the same people who are telling you that you can't have friends and go play. Barbara Peters, when I think about all of these children who just had a year of their life stolen from them, I actually feel pretty violent. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not that peace-loving hippie that you think I am. I mean, I am, but I got other stuff inside of me. We literally just let international corporations steal a year worth of our children's lives. Shouldn't be okay with that. Nobody should be okay with that. So I'm feeling you, Barbara Peters. I'm feeling kids need to be outside playing. They need to be with their friends and running around. And it's just like the real issue is it's just ignorance, right? The parents don't know. They don't understand. And so somebody did just post, I don't know about no king of empathy. I try to say things in a way because I give a damn. I do, right? I give a damn. You may disagree with me till we're blue in the face, but I still love you to death, and I give a damn about you, and I give a damn about your children. And if I didn't live a life where I'll call it healthy, I wouldn't be speaking like this. I don't like to talk about things I don't know about. I know about health because I live it for my body and for me. I don't know about health for your body, and for you, but the concept of eating human food that we evolved on, especially in times where there's a flu that's making some sort of a gain in function, is the right thing. You know, I wish I could like express to people what it's like to not get sick, right? To be around people with stomach flus, coughing, colds, and viruses. And I mean, I know I get the stuff, but I never feel it. Very rarely. I might get a tickle in my throat for an hour and it goes away. That's living. Don't you want every child to live like that? Don't you want every child to feel like that? I mean, do you really want to give your child over-the-counter and synthetic drugs that through epigenetics flip their genes to do God knows what to children? So anyway, Barbara Peters, I'm not going to say any more on that. If you love your kids, you will do your own research. You won't trust anybody. You won't trust me. You won't trust Bill Gates. You won't trust Fauci. You won't trust anybody. You will go look these things up for yourself and give your children a parent that they need, that loves them more than has fear for what's on television. That's all I'm saying. Do your own research, make your own decisions. All right, let me hustle to the bottom. This is way longer than I wanted to. What was the name of the man who died? George Floyd. Yeah. So we're not going to touch that one. I'm not going to touch it, Valerie Lee, because once again, everybody's got their emotional things, and this is how it all blew up. And the bottom line is somebody died just in me reading that comment and just right here, right? A lot of people died. Bombs were dropped. Airplanes were flown over. IEDs have gone off, right? Poor people have died from lockdown. People have committed suicide. Just in me reading that that comment right there. So Valerie, I don't like, I'm trying to be identityless when it comes to like people dying. We are Murder Inc. We are Murder Inc., Valerie. And we need to stop supporting this system. We need to build something that's got humanity in it somewhere. Oh my God, was I listening to, who was this lady? This is how my weekend goes. Told you I ain't got no life. Y'all didn't believe me. She was a defector from Oh, no, I'm not gonna play that. I'm not gonna play that. I was gonna play the race thing. I'm not gonna do that. Just race is unscientific, people. The government made the races. You're better than that. You're bigger than that, and your history goes back a lot further than that. There is no such thing as white people, black people, or any colored people. They created this to steal the land from you because of Bacon's rebellion. Please do your homework. It was a defector. Oh my God! It was a little girl. What is her name? North Korean defector exposes Kim Young in China. I posted it. I think I posted it yesterday. I put her book on my book list. Anybody that doesn't know, I have a book list on Facebook. Till they delete my page because I don't bring bullshizzle. I bring the real. Because I got real people around me. And I didn't hear this. Apparently, she went viral. She snuck out of North Korea. She found a broker. I mean, she explained the truth of it, right? She was saying that, damn it, I don't know how, and I have nothing to talk about Monday because I ran my mouth so much. um, she was talking about how why? Well, first of all, why she escaped North Korea. And one of her points was, and she's a kid. She said, well, North Korea has money. North Korea has money. We're not a poor country. We got money. It's that because your nations are threatening our nation, all that money goes into war effort, right? So instead of feeding people, they're building defenses, and that's the only reason America and the rest of these criminal corporations haven't invaded. Not America, United States Incorporated. United States Incorporated is a very different thing than America. The reason they haven't invaded is because they have a military, but the people are starving, right? So they're not a poor country, but she got tired of it, and so she escaped. And so she escaped to China for other reasons. And she said my first scene, leaving the country was watching my mother be raped by the broker, right? Like the broker to get them across the border. And so she's sitting there watching her mother to be raped. And she said, you know what? And I think she was 13. If I said it, I think she was 13. And she said, I would have been raped too, but I ran, right? And so she ran, she got away from that. And then she got to China, and they explained, listen, the only way you make it in China is as a sex slave. So you're going to have to be a sex slave. And so there were different men, lining up to buy her. I forgot if the married man bought her. I think it was the married guy bought her, and she was like his concubine. And that's how things work in China quietly that they don't talk about is, sex slavery is the thing. Human trafficking is the thing. And when the people on the Trump side who talk about that hashtag, save the children, they ain't lying. They ain't lying. This whole world is based on that. And how does that come back to me? Well, because when I listen to little 13-year-old girls talk about how they have to be raped to have freedom, how when they finally got to America, they didn't know what it was like to be asked, what do I want to do for a living? Where do I want to live? Like she said, freedom is too hard. I can't do that. I don't even understand it. Like it's scary. I want to go back to being told what to do because I don't even understand. Like the whole indoctrination of a world that creates children that don't even taste the little pieces of freedom. Not that we're free in the United States, but we were freer than what she was raised because she's raised in a war-torn country because we want to kill them, to take their land, to give them central banks, to colonize them, because that's what we do. So when I hear of little girls talk about sex trafficking, and this is my challenge, on the Trump side for the hashtag save the children, is if you include all children, it kind of changes what you believe about the United States Incorporated a little bit, right? Human trafficking around this planet is mostly based in us, right? It's mostly based in what we do because we don't actually have control of our country. We actually don't have control of our government. It's a corporation. And so we do have to reset back to the republic, but we have to, that's what I do. Anyway, that's just me. When I hear about something bad, I don't look for people to blame. I try to figure out, is there any way I got anything to do with this little 13-year-old girl and the millions of other little girls who have to be sex slaves to get free from the countries they live in because we here won't let them determine their own government, right? Because we here do sanctions, because we here topple governments, right? All over Central America and Africa and Latin America. We do that. We're not smarter. We're not bigger. We're not better. We are more criminal. We are less sentient. We defy everything that Christ told us, right? And that's why I'm saying, that's why I don't do teams, y'all. I'm not a team person. I'm sorry I kept y'all here so long. I'm gonna get off here in a second. I can't do teams because I like, to me, I think all of this is spiritual. I think all of these are, we're battling against principalities. We're not battling against presidents and politics and parties. We're battling spiritual warfare. And I can't battle correctly if I'm picking a side of people who are still okay with human trafficking as long as it's not them. And that's not for either side, that's any side. To me, there's no least of an evil. Either you are evil or you're not. And if you're evil, I have to defy you because that's what I'm supposed to do. All right, there we go. Let me get out of here. Woo, speaking of evil, yep, Deanna Lou here right on time. Speaking of evil, hey, Deanna, she's just evil as hell with that damn mushroom. Boy, I tell you what, that ruined my life. You know what? I'm not even going to talk about that. That's going to make me sad. It's Sunday morning, and I'm a man, and I have a purpose in this world. But men lives matter. Men lives matter. No, I'm not gonna let that go for a minute. That still bothers me. You got a mushroom that you could just sniff, and women like, woo, don't even need men. Ooh, y'all stink anyway. Y'all don't know how to get up in the morning, do a live stream, and brush your teeth. So I ain't got no time for that. All I need me is some land, a house, a garden, and some mushrooms. Yeah, and they just throw us the hell away. Well, anyway. All right, I gotta go. Correcting your just quick comments. Let's see if I missed any comments from anybody. I try to usually get one comment from everybody. Everybody's voice matters. Let me see. Correcting your status and putting the property in a trust. Yes, Christ. And we need to talk about that more. You should actually come on this show and do an interview, and we should talk about that. We have to start moving people into correcting their status, including me. I need to know more about it. Let me see. Nameless, faceless, adversaries, shadow boxing in courts till you die. That's what they do to us, Justin. It is we're literally playing a 3,000-year-old Monopoly game. None of us own any land. We got half a dice. We always go to jail no matter when we roll. We don't have any freedom. We don't have any liberty. And everybody wants to keep playing the game. And I don't understand. I'm just like, yo, we could just stand up and say no. But they make everybody emotional. They make a lot of people emotional. So, one of the first aspects is turning that television off. All right, had a huge fight with my partner last night. He will take the vax. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Ivana. But it's, no, well, you know what? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Ivana, you have to do you. He has to do him. Y'all have to go, I believe everything is perfect. Like, I believe everybody's where they're supposed to be. You're not the one to tell him anything because he already knows everything you know. What helped me out a lot, Ivana, was when I was married and we got counseling. Everybody needs counseling, by the way. Let you know that everybody needs counseling. I don't care who you think you are. If you are interfacing with another grown adult that's been indoctrinated in this country, that's come from another land, place, family, or religion or concept, which is everybody, you need to have regular counseling because it helps you to re-level. There's nothing you can tell him. He knows everything that you know. He knows everything you know because y'all are close. A prophet is not sent unto their own lands. All you can do is give people information and hope that they get it. He's having his own experience and you're having your... Do I got a boogie in my nose? I'm sorry. I feel like something's swinging. I'm trying to be serious and I can't. This world is so weird. Whoever made boogie. I went on a date once. I tell y'all that, and the boogie was swinging and back out and back, and as I was breathing, it was back out. And this is why Gerard is single. This is why he. And I was on a date, and the person didn't even tell me till after the date. Said, that you had a boogie in your nose and you was breathing, it was flying in and out. See, this is why, and I'm saying this for a reason because it's on point. We take ourselves too seriously, and it's on point because of mucus and boogers and other stuff. But why am I saying this? There's a reason why, Yvonne, and I forgot. But the point is, all you can do is give people information. That's all you can do. You can give people information, and that's it. That's it. You give them information and love them and be there for them when things go bad. But survival of the fittest never stopped. And that's what I've accepted. I think most of my family is going to get the vaccine. It's their right. It's their right. I'm not interested in taking any rights from anybody. I want it to work. And this is where I'm not an anti-vaxxer. And I've said this a million times. I'm not. I just think if you have a vaccine that you give to somebody who has an immune system that doesn't work, an autoimmune condition that came from the government, that's never saving grandmama because they subsidize all the crap that creates all the diseases, then that vaccine should work. That's all I am. I believe in science. I believe in not censoring things, right? If you're censoring it, that's not science. That's called flat earth science. Flat earth science. We got to think about a new hashtag, right? Because you're no different than the flat earthers, right? You're not giving science. You are promoting people who are censoring part of the results to sell a product. That's not science, right? So if you have a vaccine that you give to people who die from not having it, then it has to work. And it's not going to work in a for-profit Rockefeller allopathic medicine setup. It's only going to work if we give endless money, endless resources to the doctors and scientists to make something that works for somebody, because there might be a chance that there might eventually be a virus that's not organic that we shouldn't get. Until then, we're supposed to get all these viruses, but there might be something in the future that vaccines could save us from. But we have to say no, that these things got to work. And plus, like Ivana's saying, is that you have some people who just didn't wake up yet. Right? We're no better because we woke up a little sooner, or we read the right research, or we ran into the right doctor who told us the truth, or we worked in Big Pharma and we ran into the scientists who actually explained to you why you should not do these things. They're for-profit systems. They're just for greed. But there will always be some people who will fall for the scam. We need to end the scam and go back to, you know what, if this is going to be medicine, it actually has to be medicine. It actually has to medicate. It just can't be for selling something to 7 billion people because you're greedy. Because they got a whole bunch of people going along with them. Yeah, and they're bioweapons, and nobody should be making bioweapons. And whoever posted, I can't see who posted it because I'm way up in comments. A corporation that's faking like it's a nation that makes bioweapons or sold bioweapons all around the world is not the spiritual energy I want to resonate with. They're not conscious people, and they're not out to save grandma. If you're making weapons that murder people, you're not resonating where I need you to. You don't need to have a military. And that's why I don't play with gun control nonsense, because if you got military and you ain't got no military control, you ain't got Pentagon control, I have no interest in you controlling the guns of poor people. That's the stupidest thing. That's how slavery happened, right? I did a video on that. You know what slavery was? It was spear control, right? They went over there and the people couldn't fight back, so they made them slaves. If you are interested in giving up your weaponry, which doesn't really matter because they got space lasers and they can zap me right now. I can have all the pop guns I want. But I always believe in people having the means to defend themselves. If people feel that they need to have a thing, then I have to stand by that need, especially under a criminal corporation that's bombing people all over the planet every single day, and then the number one trafficker of weapons on the planet. That's the line that got me. And I don't know who posted. I'm stealing it from it. And it was just like, it made so much sense. It's like, wait a minute. I get this right. So we're trusting gun control to the number one trafficker of weapons on the planet. 70% of the weapons, tanks, bombs, guns, and things that blow up and eviscerate and turn people to vapor. And the only people who actually dropped an atom bomb on human beings' heads and eviscerated hundreds of thousands of people and babies. And we're trusting, and we're going to give them our guns. No. I ain't giving you a rock. I'm not giving you a dirt bomb or a booger or some snot rockets. I'm not giving you none of that. Hell no. These people are evil. Well, that's not people. Because the problem isn't the politicians. It's the system. The system requires we murder people so we can have water and push buttons and the lights come on. And this is why off-gridding is a solution. All right, I tied a bunch of stuff together. I really do got to go, though. I'm just looking for names of somebody. I didn't say anything. Good morning, Holly. Getting to the oh, CJ Channing. Oh, you're different, CJ. It was a different. I thought CJ, you posted that in MAGA video. Damn, it's another CJ. That's right. CJ Channings is different. I heard because of population control in China, the men greatly outnumbered the women. Again, the evil tribe at work. Yes. And that's the point, right? So there's a couple things there. That's part of why the human trafficking is coming out of China as well. because they did that so before they did the population control, they didn't want girls, they just wanted men, because of the whole patriarchal world. Y'all understand that. Not gonna waste your time with that. It's dumb that women give up their name to some old funky, musty, funky man to take on his name. That's dumb and stupid. Don't ever make no woman do that because you put a ring on her finger. That's crazy. And don't put a ring on her finger that's made from a blood diamond. Give her a piece of wood or something. Carve out something very pretty and beautiful and take a month to do it. It's very meaningful. Is that they didn't want the women. They didn't want the girls, right? They wanted the family name to carry on. Oh, CJ Chapman, are you just linking Bacon's Rebellion to it too, right? Because, and that was the history of it. The Anglo-Saxons, specifically the British, who colonized and created these colonies, didn't want anybody else to own any land. And so this is so deep that interracial marriage was huge in the 1600s. There was one town this lady talked about where there were so many interracial marriages that I guess it became a thing of note. And Britain wrote laws to encourage interracial marriages in the 1600s from all the people who were here, because if you weren't Anglo-Saxon, you couldn't, no. It's either because you weren't Anglo-Saxon or because you were a man. It helped the 0.01% gain even more land. And that's what pissed off Maryland and Virginia before they created races after Bacon's Rebellion. So the funny thing is, like, it all goes back to greed, CJ Chammings. It all goes back to greed. It all goes back to land ownership, greed, and the evil we partake in human trafficking, sex trafficking, war, all of this nonsense. And it all goes back to that right there. They want the land and they don't want anything for them. They want, who is it, George Carlin? Said what they want is they want it all, and they'll get it all. They want the land, they want your retirement, they want your kids, they want you to be a slave, they want to own you, they want to control you, they want it all, and they'll get it. And no one seems to notice, nobody seems to care. I got to show you this. You put that point, and all of this is, oh, is that a PBS video?
Did you know that race was not always considered a biological?
Nope, that's not it. That's not it. I was looking for race this weekend because I was trying to educate some ignorant people. And a bunch of other videos that weren't totally true. Check this out.
Have the most difficult time with.
Uh-oh, it's a commercial. Check this out after the commercial.
My family has stayed true to our original sausage recipe for over 100.
No, shut up.
We tend to really struggle with getting a good picture of social life, the social context at this juncture. We're very good at understanding the social relations that exist later, and we'll talk about those in a moment. But pre-Bacon's Rebellion society is something that we generally in this country struggle to grasp. So I'm going to do my best to paint a broad stroke picture of this time period. What we know is that British and African laborers worked, ate, and slept together. Furthermore, the evidence from this period, which covers the first 3/4 of the 17th century, that the anecdotal evidence reveals that they lived under similar conditions and faced the same opportunities and chances to make it once one was free of their term of service, whether free of enslavement or free of indenture. So let's review this. British laborers constituted the vast majority of the populations in both colonial Maryland and colonial Virginia. All men, of course, because the law of coverture, let me tell you something about that law of coverture. The law of coverture is derived from British common law, and it structures marriage. And this is how Barrister Blackstone famously described the law of coverture. In marriage, the man and the woman become one, and the one is the man. You didn't have the right to retain your own wages. You couldn't create estate planning, wills, or trusts without the approval of a man. So all men who were free of indenture or enslavement faced the same opportunities in these colonies as a matter of law. For example,
Free men of African descent could own servants or slaves, and they did.
And they did.
They could vote, and they did.
And they did.
They could marry persons of the opposite sex. God, and I love that I have to make that qualification now. Woo! They could marry persons of the opposite sex regardless of national origin, and they did. In fact, marriages between men of African descent and women primarily of British descent were not uncommon at all. In one county, 1/2 of the free men of African descent were married to a European woman. There was a challenge to these marriages, but it did not come from the masses. It came from elites, and that's what we're going to talk about next.
The real
This
enemy.
little depiction is meant to be a depiction of the lawmakers in Maryland, colonial Maryland lawmakers. They passed a law in 1664 punishing, and I quote, British and other freeborn women who marry enslaved Negro men. The punishment for entering into these marriages was that the woman herself would be enslaved for her husband's life, and any children they have would be enslaved into their 20s. Now imagine that you are a plantation owner. That's not a bad deal. I get more property. I like that. And that is exactly what happened. Rather than deter these marriages, which is the express intent of the law of 1664, rather than deter them, these marriages were encouraged by property owners because that in fact, that such a marriage increased their property value. This law of 1664 represents, if not the first, certainly the precursor to anti-miscegenation law. These are laws that punished or prohibited marriage between, notice that white people didn't exist yet in 1664, at least as referenced in that law. But most generally speaking, anti-miscegenation law prohibited and punished marriages between a white person and a specific non-white person or persons. Let me be really clear. I read all the time in history books, in academic texts, and I read anti-miscegenation law described as prohibiting interracial marriage. That's not correct. For example, a member of a native tribe could marry a person of Chinese descent. Both were understood as racially distinct, but never did anti-miscegenation law prohibit such kinds of marriages. The only marriages that anti-miscegenation law prohibited were those between a white person and always a person of African descent, and sometimes various other groups. Okay, so just so we're really clear about anti-miscegenation law and its link to whiteness. A couple other things to note about anti-miscegenation law. It's not derived from British law. Anytime we look at law and study history and you see a break from British common law, you always want to pay attention because it tells us something about the needs and desires of those who wielded power in the colonial context. So anti-miscegenation law was one of these laws. They were passed colony by colony and then state by state. It's a really important area of law for a number of reasons. But for our purpose this morning is because it's where this human category called white first appears on planet Earth, the first time. In addition, anti-miscegenation law is important because it lasted more than 300 years. These anti-miscegenation laws literally shaped the faces of this group of more than 2,000 X number of people that I'm looking at today. The Maryland legislature sought to correct for the encouragement of marriages that they described in that previous law of 1664 as, quote, a disgrace, unquote, to the British people. as an indication that the, quote, British or freeborn woman must be forgetful of her status as free, end quote. So they passed the law of 1681. And in this law, it made it illegal for British and other white women from marrying a Negro slave. And furthermore, the law punished any landholder who encouraged the marriages and any religious authority who performed it. This law equals the invention of the human category white.
And why? Listen.
Did these group of laborers, some of whom were from Portugal, some from Holland, some from Ireland, Scotland, did they have a little genetic transformation that occurred right after the General Assembly in Maryland met, creating a genetic sludge that we can now call white? Virginia passed its first anti-miscegenation law in 1691. In Virginia, the law prohibited both white men and white women from marrying a person of African descent or a member of a native tribe. But lest I leave you thinking that gender equality was being created in this law, let me quickly dispel that. Studies of antebellum courts reveal that, in fact, anti-miscegenation law was that, at least in the language of the law, prohibited these marriages for white men and white women. But here's what we know from antebellum court cases. We know that plenty of white men married and or engaged in intimate sexual relations with prohibited women.
I need to move forward. I got to get to something.
1664 and 1681.
I want to get to why.
The answer is Bacon's Rebellion.
Bacon's Rebellion. This is why they created race.
This was a massive revolt in the colony of Virginia that lasted more than a year. Let me give some background of the seeds.
This is
of
the most
rebellion,
important
what
part.
helped give rise to this violent outburst. Those who were enslaved, I don't think it's hard to imagine, were by definition of their status disgruntled laborers. And remember that pool of readily available workers from England who were poor and happily sent off in the guts of ships? Well, they dried up. That population surge ended, and there was no longer a pool of laborers from Britain available to handle the work on the plantations in the colonies. The result is they began to impose harsher punishments on indentured servants who were already here, so that relatively minor infractions would result in significant extensions to their years of service. Those who completed their term of indenture or who were released from their status as enslaved were frustrated. They were frustrated because the King of England gave almost all of the farmable land to his buddies. And even if they could find land to grow tobacco on, prices dropped and taxes went up.
Sharing a little holiday joy
starts
with arriving in good spirits.
All right. So this is to me the important part. So this is Bacon's Rebellion, right? This is when they created the races, and this is why they created the races, because you had a 1% that owned all the land, and even after you did your indentured servitude, you didn't have any opportunity. You basically were a poor beggar on the street, and so you had to go back into slavery, indentured servitude to make anything, or you had to, you had to sign up another contract to be an indentured servant. But the point is, this is the vast majority of people, the 98, 99% that we all have something in common with, right? This is the important part, Bacon's Rebellion. And this is what scared the 1% so much that they created races, because people actually came together because they had the same problem.
And other opportunities became much more limited. So this guy, Nathaniel Bacon, the guy pointing his arm, he didn't have to search very far for disgruntled laborers. Both those who were enslaved or indentured faced worse treatment, and those freed faced less ability to make a future for themselves. Persons of European and African descent fought in the first phase of Bacon's rebellion against members of native tribes, and then in the second phase of Bacon's rebellion against the British ruling elite. Nathaniel Bacon ultimately died from wounds that he received in a battle, and England sent troops into the colony, and that eventually quashed the rebellion, but not without having made a significant impression upon those who wielded authority and were threatened by this rebellion.
The only thing that scared them.
Remember, this rebellion lasted over a year, and records from lawmakers in Virginia to the Legal Oversight Authority in England revealed that over 30% of the population were in support of the rebellion. Here were the lessons from Bacon's rebellion. A united labor force is a threat to the form of capitalism taking hold within the colonies. Virginia lawmakers wrote letters to the Oversight Authority in London explaining that they intended to pursue a divide and conquer strategy in order to prevent future rebellion.
Hello.
It's only after Bacon's rebellion that we see the emergence of white people as a group of humanity. Let's think about this for a minute. 1681, some lawmakers invent a new label for a group of people. Imagine, if you will, just for a second, for fun here, that I'm a lawmaker, and I just pass a law claiming that 3/4 of you in this room are crunchies.
All right, I'm not going to get into her example. Anyway, you should watch the whole thing. The bottom line is, this is why they created race, because they don't want you to own the land. That's it. It's not racism. No one went on boats to Africa and started stealing people for no reason other than they didn't like their skin. It all is about the land. And anytime that you get together with other people who want the land, it scares the hell out of that 1%, or now the 0.01%. That's all they want. They will give you any scam they can give you to make you stupid. They'll give you any scam they can give you to divide you up, to put labels on you like cattle and abuse you. That is why races are created. Racism didn't create races. They literally created an economy and races to put you in conflict with other people, and they didn't help anybody out so that they could keep the land. And that was the deepest part for me, is when she said that, so what they did is they just took white people and they give them nothing. Just say, yeah, you're going to stay poor and white, but you're better. But we're going to keep the land. And they made the others as slaves, right? And so they literally indoctrinated in, like we've been talking about on this whole 5-minute live stream that's been 5 hours, that people become what they're indoctrinated to. And so they call it white supremacy. Well, so why did they call it white? And I don't know who coined that. I think it was, the first time I heard it was Obama, right? Because if it's a black face that says it, it'll be more embraced. And so they call it white supremacy because they want you to fight the white people. That's it. That's it. They want you to not fight the people who created the problem. They want you to not fight the people that still own the land. 0.01%. All right, that's it. I'm done. I'm going to do last comments and I'm out. Racism was created to divide and conquer. That's it, CJ Chammings. We're either dealing with the people who create the system that keep everybody fighting, or we fight each other and do exactly what they want. Which is the dumbest thing I never heard. Why would you continue to fight with people in a Monopoly game where the rules aren't fair for anybody but the people that own every damn thing? It's dumb and it's crazy, right? And this is the point. When Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, Trump Lives Matter, Biden Lives Matter, all them lives matter, get together and figure out that they're being controlled by a system, a literal economy that requires you be a sellout to somebody else somewhere, then it all ends. The only thing they're scared of is Bacon's rebellion. That's all they're scared of, is people getting together and saying, no, we're not going to do this anymore. You know, and of course, the rebellion at that time, they didn't have an internet. They didn't realize that they could just walk away from the system. That's all we have to do. right? It's a system of belief. It's not real. Races aren't real. Money isn't real. This monopoly game isn't real. It's all BS. Politics isn't real. When we decide to walk away, it's all over. The only thing they fear is you maturing enough to make friends across the line and just say, look, we're not doing this no more. All right. And that's why to me, that's why they call it white supremacy and white privilege and white guilt, is because you have these liberal professors that are making big time dollars on keeping racial conflict, like all the struggles and both sides, so that the corporations and the 0.1% can keep the very thing that will free the people, which is the land. All right, that's it. But get influenced by their patterns they carry. Oh, Christine, I don't know what we're talking about. Get on the last 10 comments and I'm gone. Why do they all, wait a minute. Why do they call a pig bacon? I don't know. Ooh, you know what? There's a lot to words, Christ. I don't know the answer to that, but I bet you there's something there. But you shouldn't eat bacon because that's not saving grandma. You eat bacon, you're going to get flus and viruses and all kind of pig issues. You're not saving grandma till you go back to eating human food and you get rid of the flu, and grandma will be safe around you like the kids. Right? The safest people to have around sick people are people who don't get sick. Those are people whose white blood cells keep it in check. But if everybody gets sick, or most people get sick, and they keep it for 2 or 3 weeks, then they're coughing and blowing it out on everybody. Those are the most dangerous people. The most dangerous people going are the people at Dunkin' Donuts right now. Those are the problems, right? They don't need face diapers. They need body diapers. If you don't know what human food is, you're going to get everybody sick. All right. And if you keep voting for a government that's keeping everybody sick with big pharma, you're not helping. And that's just, that's not my take on it. That's called science. That's natural science. But they don't like to talk about natural science. Ain't no profit in that because everything in nature is free. All right. They get more influenced by the environment than by their DNA. All right. Kevin Bacon. No, that's the wrong bacon. That's the wrong. Wow. Interesting info. Christine, I think it to be amazing. I think it's phenomenal because I don't, I'm not a big like to talk about the race stuff kind of guy, but if we don't know why it's created, then maybe we shouldn't be talking about it. Right. And we need to talk about it in the right terms, right? Because most people don't know that interracial marriage was big. They didn't know that there were free Africans here in the 1600s who owned other Africans. They didn't know that. We need to know this. They hide his story because it benefits his story and a 0.01% that owns everything to keep everybody in conflict. So they hide that, right? And so they had to make more definitive lines. And so they literally made laws to raise children and indoctrinate it to race to believe that one was better than the other, right? That man was better than woman, right? We've been doing that. They've been playing these games on us for the longest time. And it's time that we get out of this mind fudge. All right. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was fantastic. If she does not speak against who was behind her view, she is speaking in partial deception. Property is everything. Christine, it is. It's all they care about. So it's all we should care about. Just property. Get the land back. Give it back to everybody. Not racism. It's staying in your placeism. Ooh, yep. Because people stay in that place where they're indoctrinated, Elaine. And until people grow up and learn that they are more significant than what the government legislated, which was race. You are not an identity. You are a god or a goddess. You are one of the most powerful things on this planet. And no government can dictate what you are, let alone tell you what to do, where to go, or how to do it. It always connects to about the money and the power. That's why I don't do conspiracy theory, Barbara Peters. I do economic theory. If it makes trillions and billions of dollars, if it puts globally 7 billion people in your store to buy your vaccine product, then you're going to do it, right? If you can create a slave plantation out of 7 billion people and the people are willing to go for it, hell yeah, they're going to do it. That's not a conspiracy theory. That is just how the world works. Everybody wants to rule the world and they don't even have to try. All they got to do is put something on TV and everybody runs and hides from it. The fight has always been rulers versus us. That's it. There's just haves and have-nots, Lori. That's always been the fight. And they fooled us. The greatest scam that they fooled us is that they convinced us the fight was something else. It was Christian, Muslim, it was black and white, it was Virginia, America, it was North and South, all these other ignorant things that they came up with. That's why our children will be chattel slaves in a digital fiat currency slave plantation as slaves to the 0.01% children, because we can't seem to accept that fact that the only fight is against the haves versus the have-nots. And when we get past this idea of power and authority, then our children will be free. And so racism was created to divide and conquer. That's the only purpose. C.J. Chambers, because of what they want the land. And so if you're fighting supremacy, if you're fighting privilege, then you're fighting a 0.01% that created racism. You're not fighting from within the game that they created for you to fight. If you're fighting in that game, then you're cheering the 1%, the 0.01% supremacy. Truth, land also means the vote, law of the land. Truth. Land also means the vote, the law of the land. Absolutely. Well, and so to me, Mark, there's only one law, right? And you vote for the laws on your own land. That's why the American Revolution was fought, not so that we could create a new world order, but so that people could live their own lives the way they chose to, because when people live their own lives the way they choose to in peace and not hurting anybody, they become happy people. They do beautiful things. So we have to get past this idea that we can vote what you do on your land. What Elaine does on her land is her damn business. Ain't none of my business as long as she's not hurting nobody. That's the people I think we got to go back to. All right. Devils come in all colors. They do, Elaine, colors, genders, ethnicities, plantations, nations. We have to fight these things on a spiritual level. We got to go back to being principled people. Praise, yes, Christine, praise where praise is due. Positivity. It is gods versus the fake gods who own the land and the wealth. Ooh, Tony, don't get me started. Don't even go. We will end up in aliens. Don't even go down that road. Yeah, there's some fake gods around. People don't want to admit it yet, but that's okay. We're learning. We're growing. Archaeology is moving forward. Science is moving forward. They're finding more and more planets, more and more universes, more and more, and they're realizing that there's been influences on this planet that people don't like to admit. So absolutely. Toxins are stored in fat. The more fat you have, the more toxins. See, Christ, now you're going to get me into breast cancer. See, and that is one reason why nobody should have no damn signs in their yard for these criminals that run this corporation, because women have that. Oh, goodness gracious, that gonna get me in a bad spot. So, I gotta figure this out, say this the right way. Focus. We know breast cancer is environmental, right? It's a damn shame that anybody is still cheering a government that's putting toxins in all the beauty products. And if you have a lot of breast tissue, which is where these metals and these toxins tend to get trapped, right? Because fat traps these toxins, then you not only putting the woman at risk of dying of breast cancer, but you too, because we men, we love you. All right, then see, now it's gonna get me in trouble. Let me pull up. Yeah, so bad idea to have a government that don't give two damns about women enough that they would poison everything, and the people with the most fatty tissue would end up with an ailment that's preventable if you don't subsidize the heavy metals and the chemicals and the pesticides that's in all the food. All right. I'm going to get going because, I'm a man. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm a man. I really don't care what nobody says. I'm true to it. I'm true to it. I'm true to my manism. I'm not ashamed of that at all. Yes. Why do I feel like that? Why does Gerard chase the cat? Nothing but the dog in him. Yeah, that's the atomic dog. That's, we're made to be that way. You wouldn't be here if it weren't for men. So everybody, don't be too hard on the men. The lion chases the female lion. The male monkey chases the female monkey. Just be happy you're being chased, right? But we got to learn to chase with some respect. And, we didn't chase too hard in the past. So that's going to lead me into a whole nother discussion I don't really want to have right now. I don't even know what the title of this was. So don't be stupid. Don't be willfully ignorant. Be ignorant. Don't be willfully ignorant. Go do your own research. Do not enslave your children to a global 1%. Get the land back. love the women, love the men, respect everybody to the highest degree, allow everyone to have their own perspectives, understand why they created race, and take the thing from them that the reason they divided everybody up with race for, and try to build a better world for the future. Have an end game. Don't just go along anytime the government or TV says something. Have an end game. Have an end game. You need to decide when you're done playing this criminal's game. And when you're done with it, then you stand up. And I think if everybody's really got their own end game, and it doesn't end in Bill Gates smiling and premature ejaculating because we stupid enough to make Fauci a billionaire, and he and all his other criminal friends, because he make money on the test and they make money on the vaccines and they got stuff in that stuff. When our end point is not them having some sort of little psychopathic circle jerk thing that they've been working on, then I think things will go the right way. Right? You got to take your power back. You got to take your power back. Stop giving your power to criminals and governments and parties and psychopathic multi-dimensional alien sex trafficker molesters. That was my that's my Alex Jones. All right, somebody give us a last wise word, then I'm gonna go. Last wise word. Oh my gosh, short video. I know, guy, right? That's how that works out. I was literally gonna do like 5 minutes. I've been here for like 50 hours. 60 years ago, meat was much better than now. Everything was better 50 years ago, Christine. 50 years ago, meat might not have caused the cancer, right? It may not have that casein protein, the cheese and dairy, and all of that stuff might not either. We don't know what they're poisoning our food with. We literally need to stop supporting people who make us sick so that the flu kills us. That's why they push being thick on us, keep us sick. I'm not sure what we're saying there, Christ. Ain't nothing wrong with thick people. I love see now. Stop, Gerard. Cut it out. Ain't nothing wrong being thick. Thick people healthy too. Then people go to the gym, Christ, and they die as fast as everybody else. Ain't nothing wrong with a little thickness in the foot in the cushion for the pushing. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But ain't nothing wrong being a little. All right, let me stop. I gotta go. Who got the last wise word so I can get the hell off of here? Pressed the wrong button. Boy, you pressed the wrong button. Who knows what's happening to this thing? We got this. If fear doesn't conquer us first. Boom. That's it. Brother Mark Kachuk gonna take us out. We got it. Any decision made in fear is a bad idea. We got this, and we can do it. We just got to stop being scared. We got to stop being cowards. We got to be grown-ups. We got to be adults. We got a whole generation of children coming behind us who trust us to make a better world for them and not hand them a criminal chattel world that penalizes them for being born on this planet. Amen. 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 And let the church say, Mark Kachuk, amen. Amen. Stop fearing all the damn men. Anyway.